Hey, good morning. Welcome back, boys and girls, ladies and lemons. Today, it's a beautiful day. It's a Thursday, September 19th, at the date of recording, and I want to talk to you about the 131 Harley Davidson engine. So, the number means the cubic inch of the bore. The bore, I believe, is a cylinder-shaped, like solenoid? No, I don't know if solenoid's the word. Not solenoid, like the thing you hold cord, a silo. Woo! It's early in the morning. So the bore is like a silo shape. The number is the increased size of that shape. So when the size increases, you're gonna need more gas, more fuel, everything to fill up that area. So more money. Now the 131 at the time was the highest production powered engine Harley produced. Now they have the 135 out, which is an animal. So having the 135 out is actually beautiful because that allows you to finance the 131 motor into your bike. If you go buy a bike at Harley, say, hey, I don't want that 114 in it. Can you put a 131 for a little extra change? And they'll say, sure, give us like an extra 150 a month or something. That's where I think it really thrives, because it's around $9,000 before labor, and then labor brings up to around $12,000, and that's a lot of money to just bang out of your pocket out of nowhere for a motor. You're not even getting a full bike, that's just the motor. So the 131 comes with 121 horsepower, supposedly, and 131 pounds of torque. The torque is really where the bike shines. Horsepower is cool and all, but we want to feel it going fast. We don't really have to go fast. And it is a stock engine at the end of the day. I preach and pray and live by the 131, but I also don't believe it's for everyone. If you're someone that is going to buy the 131 and be like, that's it, that's the power for me, I don't need any more, don't get the 131. Do not get it. Get the 117, keep your 117, get the 114, and put money into that motor, cam it, do the injectors, pistons, go that route, build the 117 instead of upgrading the 131. That's more badass, a fully built instead of a stock 131, you know what I mean? And now, if you're worried about the power, if it is too much power, then you're wrong bike for you. Put in a 131 and a low rider ST is a lot of power. What up, boys? Where they going? They're going to a football game. It is a lot of power to put the 131 into a low rider ST, but if you put it in, say, a Road Glide or something, much more controllable. The bag's weighed down. Great, no problem. Now, where the fun part comes in. You guys have seen my bike. It's the 131 ST. It's stock besides the tune. It's got like a hot rod tune. It's got no ABS, no traction control, no locking brakes, nothing like that. It's like a race car. We're gonna end up building this engine out after I buy a house, I believe is the goal. We're gonna do pistons, we're gonna do cams, injectors. I'll eventually touch the clutch and the transmission, change the gearing a little bit. But getting this bike up to 160 torque and 150 horsepower is a breeze. And now that is a tire eating machine. At the power it is now, the stock, very easy to control, very easy to ride, no problem. In the rain, no problem. It has no traction control, so it is a little slick, but I've had no problem. No problems. No problems. No problems. Upgrading the engine and that power is, that's where it's gonna sound alive. That's where the bike's gonna open up, and that's why I got the 131. Pushing 150 horsepower, 160 horsepower out of a stock motor, 114 to 117, I don't know if those numbers are possible. I don't know how to achieve that. So that's why I started at the 131. Like, say in Ford terms, in Mustangs, you got a 5.0, or you got, what is it, 3.6, you're gonna go start with the 5.0 and turbo it. Why would you go turbo the EcoBoost off the bat? Even though I think they come turboed. Why would you turbo a smaller built engine built less for the job when you're trying to go faster? Like, small engines are cool, don't get me wrong, but that's not the purpose of this build. This is going to be my lifelong build, to build till I die. We're going to have hundreds of bikes, but this one ain't going nowhere, ever. The 131 is the best thing. Like, just get it. When you go to the dealership, every single bike there, almost every bike, has a 131 in it. And the reasons I can think are people thought it was cheaper than it would be. They thought it wouldn't be as powerful as it is, because honestly, it makes your butt clench a little bit. And I bet they didn't realize how much gas it will suck. It takes 150 miles per gallon on 5 miles, or 5 gallons. It's not very good gas mileage, but it's not very bad either. Now, just riding at 6th gear cruising the highway, you could probably get 200 out of it. Look at that car riding with us. Now, the other thing that sucks about the 131 is you're not just buying the engine. You're not just buying the pistons, injectors, the bigger bore, the cams. You gotta get, one thing you have to buy is a tuner. You can go with the Harley Davidson tuner, which is okay, but I got very, very lucky and went with a Power Vision tuner, because when I bought my Lowrider ST, I said, hey there, Jeff, I want to put a 131 into a Lowrider ST. And he's like, hey, I haven't heard of such nonsense around these parts before. And I said, Jeff, listen, it's gonna be sweet. And he's like, yeah, you're right, let's do it. So they popped the 131 in, started her up, and it said it didn't start, because the computer had no idea what to do. So Harley at the time did not have a computer chip for this bike, did not have a tune. They had to go third party and tune it through Power Vision, which is wonderful, and they kept a warranty. Woo! So that makes this bike a one of one. I doubt that will ever happen to you. That's a very, very once in a lifetime occurrence. That you go to Harley, buy a bike, no one's ever done it, and they say, we don't know what to do here. It's not that rare, actually. They don't get very custom with stuff. But go get yourself a 131, throw it into any bike, throw it into a Vicla, throw it into a ST, throw it into a touring bike, throw it into any of those. It's got to be a Softail or a touring bike of 2018 or newer, I believe. Those bikes are the years that will fit the engine, and that is why Harley did not have a tune for that engine. They didn't know that it fit into this bike, but I saw guys like Thrash and Supply, people like that, put the engine in the bike, and I was like, well, they're doing it. I've seen turboed 131s, why can't I get one? So that is where we are today, riding the beach, a Lowrider ST 131. Overall, it's going to cost you around $12,000 extra on top of the price of your bike. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but if you want to get it, go a little bit faster. It is worth your money. The chop the cam makes is okay. It's not the greatest, but it's got power. The bike is built for very high torque. You want to keep this thing above like 4,500, 5,000 RPM. Those last 1,000 RPM just scream. They are screaming. The torque will just kick it. And you really want to pair a good pair of tires with this bike. The Harley tires are good, don't get me wrong. The Harley tires right off the bat are great. They're great for the 117, they're great for a casual cruiser. But for someone that rides a little more aggressive, likes to get on the throttle, I use the Dunlop American Elite currently. I need to ask for some recommendations around town. That's what I went with, and at first, man, it was like ice. It was not a good tire. But after a bit, riding with it, breaking it in, sticks like glue. It's a little bit better. Keep the tire pressure not full, a little bit under. When it's full, it will just spin. This guy's sweeping the streets. He's cleaning up the streets. So, I'm gonna clock out here, boys and girls. I'm Treebag. Thank you for listening to my tree talk. I'm heading to work. We got another beautiful day on the grill, flipping some patties. I'm sorry I went off on a little tangent, but go get yourself a 131. If you want to know more about it, want to get more personal, I am working on setting up a subscription service on my Instagram, and that subscription service will allow me to... What is this bird doing? Sorry. This bird just decided to cancel my video. So on Instagram, I'm going to have a subscription service. I'll go in more detail about specific things you guys ask, and we shall go from there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you on the next one. Don't forget, I'm Treebag, one of your favorite motovloggers in this motovlogging world. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay groovy. Later.